acknowledging the Indigenous peoples who have lived in this area for tens of thousands of years, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And we'd particularly like to acknowledge that the land that we are performing on tonight is a place that was very important in their culture and their ceremonies. It's a place where they would come to perform weddings, where they would come to perform rituals, and where they would come to perform as we are going to do tonight. But I'd like to begin by skipping forward from those times, tens of thousands of years, not to the present, but to about 400 years ago, and to take you to jolly old England as it was around the time of the reign of Elizabeth I, not the second, and the time, of course, of the great bard of Avon, Shakespeare. And he was writing in London with his community there and his theatre company, and they were performing in the Globe. The Globe was a runaway success. And some of you will be aware that there is a replica of the Globe Theatre on the south bank of the Thames. But it's based on guesswork, academic guesswork. We don't actually have the plans. We really don't have any decent drawings. We've got one little sketch that shows something that might have been around it. And we've got some references in the plays, and that's all we've got to go on for the Globe. But we do know that some of Shakespeare's competitors at the time were really struggling. And they went to the carpenter, Peter Street, who built Shakespeare's Globe, and they said to Peter, "Mate, you've done a great job with the Globe, but it's killing us. We would like you to build a theatre and make it better." So this company, led by a guy called Edward Allen and his company engaged Peter Street, the carpenter, to build the Fortune Playhouse. And they drew up a contract that describes in terrific detail. It actually says, you know, the stage needs to be this big, the walls need to be this wide, the stage should be that deep, the pitch should be this. It actually contains all the detail in that contract, and that contract still exists. We're going to time travel again. We're skipping forward another 400 years, back to the early 1960s here in Western Australia, and the Dean of the Arts Faculty is working with the architect on plans for the new arts building at UWA. Oh, and the Dean, incidentally, his name was not Edward Allen, but Alan Edwards. Anyway, the Dean of the Arts Faculty is looking at the plans, massive quadrangle that extended all the way back out into that back garden out there. They had this massive quadrangle in the arts building, and the Dean was sort of looking at it and going, "These measurements are a bit familiar," and he took the plans away, and he came back to the architect and he said, "Look, I think it's too far for staff to walk the students all the way around the building. I think what you need to do is to put a big bridge across the middle, a footbridge, so that people can walk across." And the architect, "Sure, okay, I can do that." He says, "Great, good." And he says, "We'll end up with two courtyards then, and what I'd like you to do is to put a raised platform in the middle of one of the courtyards." "Okay," says the architect. And he says, "I'd like you to put in a Juliet balcony. Sorry, I'd like you to put in just a little balcony here." And the architect said, "Fine, I can do that. What's going on here?" And then finally, Alan Edwards said, "And could you put in 3 trapdoors?" At which point, the jig was up. The architect said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am building the first reconstructed Elizabethan theatre in the Southern Hemisphere. And here it is in Perth, opened in 1964, with a production of Hamlet." But it only really gets used for Shakespeare once or twice a year by the Graduate Dramatic Society. We've just finished doing Antigone, and we've got Antigone and Ismael here on the first floor. Hi guys! So we don't just do Shakespeare, we will do other plays in here. Next year we will be doing Henry IV. And we say Henry IV, and we're not saying Henry IV Part 1 or Henry IV Part 2, because the very talented Patrick is going to merge the two into one. It will be stunning. So, we then do Shakespeare most years in this venue, but look, 4 or 5 years ago we said let's do some readings in here every month. And that's what we're doing. We're now 4 years into the readings. We have 1 more year of readings to go. Next year, I cannot remember all the ones that we're doing, but amongst them are A Winter's Tale and The Tempest. So there's more great plays. Oh, and Lear, because we missed Lear this year, we've got to do Lear next year. So there will be more play readings happening on a monthly basis next year, but watch out for Henry IV first. But tonight, we're delighted to have Macbeth, the Scottish play for you, and it is directed by a veteran of this stage. Will you please welcome Grace Evans?
Play. You may or may not be aware this play has a reputation for being cursed, and there are many hypotheses floating around that attempt to explain the reasons why. One of those many is that if a theatre was potentially going bankrupt, you might hear them say they were going to put on a production of Macbeth because it would be guaranteed to put bums on seats, and well, yeah. It is living up to that reputation tonight. Macbeth is such a gift for a director and for a cast as well. It is a play that explores timeless themes that resonate era after era, generation through generation. This fate versus free will, the potential of power and ambition to corrupt and steal a true sense of self. But it explores these lofty themes in such an entertaining and engaging story with this cast of complex, flawed, and so incredibly human characters. In planning the interpretation that you will see tonight, I've actually gone back to some of the historical figures from 11th century Scotland, the real-life people who inspired the characters that Shakespeare wrote, and I've sprinkled a few details from those real people's lives into our version. So if you're seeing Macbeth for the very first time, enjoy the ride. If you're seeing it for the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 10th, 50th, 100th time, I hope we surprise you at least once. And yeah, as Grant was saying, if you think that what we're doing tonight looks like a whole lot of fun, then keep an eye out for the upcoming season of readings next year. There's such a good mix of just classic favourites and some lesser known gems in the mix as well. And if you do really want to go all out, then auditions for Henry IV in just 2 weeks' time. That will be a fully staged production. It contains Queen Elizabeth I's favourite character, Falstaff, and just a rollicking good story full of battles, botched burglaries, and lots of booze. So it'll be good fun. But for now, I'm going to hand you over to my incredible cast. They have done such amazing work in just 2.5 rehearsals. I'm so proud of them. I hope you enjoy too. Macbeth.
That moody air, the set of sun.
Where the place? Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul.
And foul is fair.
Hover through the fog filthy air. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hollow through the fog and filthy air. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hollow through the fog and filthy air. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hollow through the fog and filthy air.
This is the sergeant cheering like a good and high shoulder fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the royal as thou hast lived.
Thoughtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their hearts. The merciless MacDonald from the Western Isles is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling shows like a rebel's foe. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like Valor's minion carved out his passage, till he had faced the slave, which there shook hands, no bade farewell to him, till he had unseamed him from the knave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlement.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner justice had with valour armed compelled these skipping currents to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lords of the advantage began a fresh assault.
Displayed not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo.
Aye, as sparrow's eagles or the hare of the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double crafts, so they doubly redoubled strokes with the foe. But I am afraid my gashes cry for help.
So will thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack upon a boat. Go get him, servant. Who comes in?
God save the king! Good worthy Thane and Ralph.
Whence thinkst thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellunna's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Fair is foul,
Foul is fair. Hollow through the fog and filthy air. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hollow through the fog and filthy air.
So foul and fair an air I've not seen. How far is called to forest? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it? Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each is one, her chopping finger laid upon her skinny lips. You should be women. Yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glass!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
So why do you start? And seem to fear things that do sound so fair. In the name of truth, are you fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hood that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, say which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth and greater!
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt yet be king, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo! Banquo and Macbeth! All hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By my father's death I know I am Thane of Glass. But House of Cawdor. The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why, upon this blasted heath, you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten of the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
The self-same truth and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and I am sent to give thee from our royal master thanks. And for an earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from here call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane? Lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. But treason's capital hath o'erthrown him.
Alarms and Thane of Cawdor? Greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope that your children shall be kings when those that gave me the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you to the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with trifles, and betray us in deepest consequence. Cousin, a word I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentle friends. This supernatural solicitude cannot be ill, cannot be good. Why hath it given me, earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought whose murder is yet but fantastical shakes so my single state of man, that function, is smothered in surmise, and nothing is what it is not.
How our partners right.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New honours come upon him like our strange garments. Cleave not to their mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon the letter now.
Forgive me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us towards the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very clearly.
Until then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Is not she in condition yet returned?
My liege, they've not yet come back. But I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it.
There's no art to find the man's constitution construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on you. Thou art so powerful that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake. Only, I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything save toward your love and honor.
Welcome. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enthrall thee. That will be there if I grow, the harvest is your own. My plenteous joys, wanted in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Friends, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest known, we will establish our state upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must not have only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deserts. From hence to Inverness, and bind us to you further.
I'll myself be the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach, so I humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cordor.
Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else I'll leap. For in my way it lies. Stars hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be, which the eye fears when it is done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question themselves further, they made them air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird spirits saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dews of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Long as thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the merest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst thou wholly, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou wouldst have great glance, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is thy tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Are not my husband with him, who word so would have informed for preparation?
Yes, mother, it is true. Your lord is coming. My most swift-footed had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me, crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shape my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come, thick to my women's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pour thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Hold! Hold! Great Lord! Holy God! Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he first.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see.
Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give sorely sovereign sway and mastery.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter fate that ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle has the pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto my dead senses. See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as much.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double, were poor and simple business to contend against those honours deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your bones.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We caught him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your service ever.
Good back to mine host. We love him highly. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, it were well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with its success, but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, on this bank and shoulder time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here. That we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, and then as his host, who should, against the murderer, shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe striding the blast of or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the slightest couriers of the air shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sight of my intent, but only my vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls to the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest cloths, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Having slept since and wakes now to look so green and pale and what did so freely. From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own acts and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest, the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like a poor cat?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this
when you durst do it. Then you were a man. And to be so much more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did they make here, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked at my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail...
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail! When Duncan is asleep, whereto the runner shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his 2 chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convince that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbe only. When, in swinish sleep, their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our grave crown?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted mental should compose nothing but males. I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
It goes down at 12.
I take it is later, sir.
Oh, take my blade. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Oh. Blade. Who's here?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your officers. The diamond, he greets your wife withal. I dreamt last night of the three-legged spirits. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant time.
At your kindest pleasure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when it is, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiant to clear. I shall be counselled.
Well, good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress. When my duty's ready, she striketh on the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand. Come, let me clutch it. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which I now draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to you. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or were else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade, and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, or art the one part world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings and withered murder. Alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf howls his watch. Thus, with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Now sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I tread, he lives. Worse to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. That which hath quenched them hath given me fire. It was the owl that shrieks, the fatal bellman which gives the sterns good night. He is about it. The doors are open and the surfeited rooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
I am afraid they have waited and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confound us. Dark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
Ah, who lies in the second chamber?
Gone away?
Oh, this is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sign.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried, Murder! That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers, and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear. I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I have most needed blessing, and amen stuck in my heart.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, Sleep no more, Macbeth does murder, sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raddled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labour's bar, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second cause, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it can sleep no more. To all the house, Glam hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? My worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-seekly of things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why have you brought the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooves with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. Look once again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the groom withal, for it must seem they're killed.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Pluck out mine eyes! With all great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hands! No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour, and I shame to wear a face so white. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Get on your nightgown lest occasion call us and show us to be butchers. Be not lost so broadly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wait, Duncan, when you are walking, how wouldst thou
It is the knocking you do. If a man were porter of Hell Gate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock! Who is there in the name of Beelzebub? Oh, here's a farmer. yourself on the expectation of plenty. Ah, come in, farmer. Have napkins enough about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Oh, Faith! Here's an equivocator that could lie in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come here, equivocator! Knock, knock, knock! Who's there? Oh, Faith! Here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, 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 never a quiet. What are you? Yeah, this place is too cold for help. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon. I pray you remember the poor house.
Well, so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do rise so late.
Aye, sir, we were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, it's a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose packing, yeah, sleep, and urine. Now, lechery, so it provokes and it unprovokes. Yeah, it provokes the desire, takes away the performance. Well, therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. You know, makes him remarks him, sets him on and takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to. Yeah, not stand to. And in conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him the lie pleases him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night. Is thy master stirring? Now, I'm not his awaited. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy knave?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I had almost at the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know 'tis a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labour we delight in is his vain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does, he did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion, and confused events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night, some say. The earth was feverish and did shake.
It was a rough night.
Oh, horror! Horror! Tongue no heart can conceive, no name be.
Oh, what's the matter?
Confusion now have made its masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder has broke out the Lord's anointed temple and stolen them the life of the building.
What did you say? The life?
And you, his majesty.
You approach the chamber and destroy your sight with the new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See it and speak yourself. Awake! Awake! Read the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banquo! Don't awake! Malcolm! Awake! Throw off this sleep! Death's counterfeit! And look on death itself! Up and see the great news image! Malcolm! Banquo!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of their house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in the woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo! Our royal master's murdered.
What? Alas! In our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear doves, I pity you contradict thyself. Say it is not so.
Had I died but an hour before this chance, I outlived their blessed time. For from this instant there is nothing serious in mortality. The wine of life is drawn, and the meal ease is left this fault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and you don't know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which could unwiped be found upon their pillows.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart the courage to make love known?
Help me hence, no!
Why do we hold out on the most may play this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here? Where our fate, hidden in Alcohol, may rush and seize us. Let's away. Our tears are not yet through, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. When we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer and exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undiluted pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So do all. Right, let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
What will you do? Let's offer which the false man does easy. I'll join you.
To Ireland, our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and smiles, and blood, and the play.
This murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and shift away. Let us not aim to that dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
How goes the world, sir?
Why, see you not?
It's known who did this more than bloody deeds.
Those that Macbeth has slain.
Alas, the dead! What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's own blood, a stolen away a friend, which puts upon them suspicion of the king.
Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to school to be invested.
Will you to school?
No, cousin. Out of fight.
Well, I'll thither.
Well, may you see things well done there, lest our old road sit easier than our view.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, alarms all as the weird spirits promise, and I fear thou playest most foul for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? Hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
Well, we should have else desired your good advice in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Goad up my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
Are you to horse? Goes Clarence with you?
Aye, my good lord.
Aye.
Our time is called upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Cyril, a word with you? Send those men after.
They are, my lord, without Hellscat.
Bring them to us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared, 'tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind. He hath the wisdom that doth both guide his valour to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar, he chid the spirits when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they held him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand. No son of mine succeed. If it be so, for Banquo's issue I have filed my mind. For then the gracious Duncan I have murdered, put rancors into the vessels of my peace, only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo, kings! Rather than so, come, fate, unto the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was so, please your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered my speeches? Know that it was Banquo in times past which held you so under fortune. This I made good for you.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our second point of meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men. As hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, curs are clapped all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone according to the gift which badges nature, hath in him clothes, and so it is of men. Now, if you have a station to apply, not to the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who were our help but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am my liege. From the vile blows and buffets of the world, if so would think that I have practiced what I do despite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tummed with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo as your enemy.
True, my lord.
So he is mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry ways of reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command to us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at the most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spire time, the moment of it, for it must be done tonight. To leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him in company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace that fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
We are resolved, my lord.
It is concluded, Banquo. Thy soul's flight. If it find heaven, let's find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, mother, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I will attend his leisure for a few words.
Mother, I will.
Naught's have, all spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorry fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died, but then they think on? things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scourged the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the world suffer. Ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent with peace, than on the torture of the mind, to lie in restless Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done its worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord. Sleep all your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray, be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him in eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsake the while that we must lave our honours in these flattering streams, and make our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions, my mind is, dear wife. Thou knowst that Banquo and Flayon's lips.
But in them, nature's clock is not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the batter flown, this cloistered flight ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy arms, hath rung night's yawning field. There shall be done indeed a dreadful moment.
What's to be done?
Beings in the knowledge, dear child. Till thou applaud the Come, seeming night. Scarp up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy body an invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise to browse. How marvel set my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by here. So, here we go.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
It's not our custom.
Then stand with us. But now spurs the latent traveller apace to gain the timely aid and near approaches the subject of our watch.
It was quite their own.
A light.
A light!
Santut,
It will be rain tonight.
let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, my friends, fly! Fly!
Who did strike up the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is by being lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and see how much is done.
There'll be a 10-minute
I'm actually like, even though I get what it's like, I just take on the ground. I really good. Oh, got to be. She bought me one from now too, and I've got my screen.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in this time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, for my heart speaks, they are welcome.
Yeah.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Be large in mirth. Anon will drink a measure, the table round. There is blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than thee within. Is he Spanish?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Oh, thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like of Fleance. If thou didst, thou art the non-pariah.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, but now they encamp me, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, safe in a ditch it lies, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least a debt to nature.
Oh, thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth at the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion, weight and appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here had we now our country's honoured group, where the greatest person of our Banquo residence, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Well,
Here, my good lord. What is that moves, your highness?
which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou cannot say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not with us.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, shame itself! Why do you make such faces? When it's all done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look! Oh, how say you? Why, what care I, if thou cannot speak too? If charnel houses and our graves must send, those that we bury back, our monument shall be the moors of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Why, for shame.
Blood hath been shed here now. In the olden time, ere human statue purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear, the times have been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on them, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me. My most worthy friends, I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, come on, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table. And to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here, to all in him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duty is to perish.
Perform and quit my sight! Let the empire, thy bones in marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes, which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros or the herping tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me that made me of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why, so, being gone, I am a man again. Pray, sit you still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe. And now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Oh, go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Will have blood. They say blood will. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by magpies and choughs and rooks brought forth the secret span of blood. What's the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
I will tomorrow, and times I will, to the weird spirits. Or shall they speak? For now I am bent to know, by the worst means, the worst. For mine own good and all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far, should I wade no more, returning or as teased to go home. Strange things I have in my head, that will to hand which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. Strange and self-abuse is the initiative fear that wants hard use. We are young, but yet in need.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, but peace. For from broad words and cause he fails, his presence at the tyrant's feast. I hear Macbeth lives in disgrace. Friend, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The heir of Duncan lives in the English court. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the Holy King upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and by banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honours, all which we pine for now. And this report has so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt at war.
Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his messages ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
Why, how now, Beckett?
You look angrily.
Have I not reasoned, Belgians as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and
Thither he will come to know his destiny. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes buzz wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hate pick wine.
Hark your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fill it of a thin snake. In the cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a herald broth, boil and bubble. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulp of the raven's sea-filled shark, root of hemlock dipped in dark, finger of bird strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drag, make the wool thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool and good, a battle's for life. Then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What's you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak!
Demand!
We'll answer. Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them, let me see them.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow, grease that's sweating from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and others deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou naught.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one more word.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live. That I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? That rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, take no care, who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree, unfix his earthbound roots? Sweet Bodermans, good! Rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one more thing. Tell me, if your art can tell me so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Why sings that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show!
Show!
Show! Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. The third is like the former. Filthy hag! Why did you show me this? A ball! Stars, I start! What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet a seventh, I'll see no more. And yet an eighth appears. Horrible sight! For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. Saw you the weird spirits?
No, my lord.
Came they by you not?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereupon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse. Who was came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Macbeth was fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. Thy flighty purpose never is o'ertook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very first of my heart shall be the first of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise. Cease upon Fife. Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land? You must have patience, madam. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors. You know not whether it was wisdom or fear. Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, his titles, in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch, for the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason. My dearest coz, I pray, school yourself, but for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousins, blessings upon you. No fathered they are, and yet they are fatherless. I am so much more a fool should I stay longer. I take my leave at once. Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What? With worms and flies?
With what I get. I mean, and so do they.
Oh, poor bird. Thou'st never fear the net, nor lime, the pitfall, nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not set for. My father is not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will that do for a husband?
Oh, why I can buy 20 at any market.
Then you will buy and to sell again.
Oh, thou speakest with all thy wit. And yet, if faith was enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for they are liars and swearers are now to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Oh, now God help thee. Poor monkey, but how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Oh, poor brother, how thou talk.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, but if you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here hence with your little ones. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor!
Thou liest! Thou shagging villain!
What, you egg!
Hold fast the mortal sword, and thy good men, the stride out and fallen burden. Each new morn new widows have, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven in the face, that it resounds as if it fell in Scotland, and yelled out like a syllable of dove.
What I believe I'll wail. What no believe and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to, friend, I will. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. Let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. You may rightly be just, whatever I shall think.
Oh, bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny lay now thy baseless shore, for goodness dare not check you. Ferdinand, I will not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended, I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right to hear from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more supper, more sundry, more ways than ever, by one that shall succeed.
Who should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned and evil that tops Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's than such and one to reign.
Intemperance has been the untimely ending of the happy throne and the fall of many kings, but fear not yet to take up what is yours. You may convey your pleasure in a spacious plenty and yet seem cold, and time you may so hoodwink. We have willing folks enough.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a stanchless avarice that were I queen, I should cut of the nobles for their lands, desire their jewels, so that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice speaks deep growing with a more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and has been the sword of hustling kids. Yet do not fear. Scotland has poisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All of these are portable with other graces well.
But I have none. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
So in Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Oh, fit to govern? No, not to live. What an entitled tyrant, bloody scepter, will that be their wholesome days again, since this, the truest issue of thy throne, now does blaspheme her queen. I know the father was a sainted king, the mother who bore thee died every day she lived. Very well. The evil thou art pleased upon me has banished me from Scotland. My breast, I hope, ends here.
With thou all this noble passion, child of integrity, have from my soul wiped back scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honour. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains have sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, for I am yet unknown to pleasure, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow in delight no less in truth than life. My purse, false speaking, was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine, and my whole country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy year approach, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men, already at a point, was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and emotional things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. Ah, my ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither. Fair Scotland where it be?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, it cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps dying or ere they sing.
How is my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children too?
Well too.
The tyrant was not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave.
Be not a miser of your speech, how goes?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumour of many worthy fellows that were out, which was, to my belief, witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now's the time of help.
Be it your comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like? But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
They be mine. Keep them from me not. Quickly, let me have them.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever they get heard. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
I must be from there. My wife killed too.
I said.
Be comforted, let's make us medicines of great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
No, he has no children. Hellkite, what are my greetings? And they fell dead in one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember such things that were most precious to me. But did heaven look on and would not take them? You sinful Macduff. They were struck for me, naught that I had, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Foul water on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blanch not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and dragon with my tongues. But, gentle heaven, cut short all intermission, front to front, bring me down. This fiend of Scotland and myself, within my sword's like set him. He escapes. Heaven forgive him, Kevin.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can see no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since my stepfather went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write on it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. All this while is most fast asleep.
In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look, how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her. See thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot. Out, damn spot. Out, I say. 1, 2.
Why then, 'tis time to do it.
Hell is murky.
Fine, Lord, fine. A soldier in a beard. What need we fear who knows it when none can hold our power to account?
Who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
And if I had a wife,
Where is she now?
what? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You are all with this starting. Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perverts of Arabia will not sweeten this little head.
This disease is beyond my powers.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. I tell you once again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out from his grave. To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. To bed. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she now go to bed?
Correct.
More needs she, the divine, than the patient disposition. God help us all. Look after her, remove from her the means of all annoyance. Still keep eyes upon her. So, good night, I think, but dare not speak.
Nice.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, our Uncle Seward and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them.
Near Burnham Wood. Shall we go next? Meet them. That way are they coming?
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunstan, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his dissembled cause within the belt of rule. Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief. Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed, and with her pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march toward Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the girl now doing? Was she not born a woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, no one that's born a woman shall ever have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee, black thou green-faced loon, where dost that goose look?
There's 10,000
These villains!
soldiers, sir!
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. Oh, what soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers won't bet?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I'm sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say! This push will cheer me forever, or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, and troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses. Not loud, but deep, mouth honor, breath which the poor heart would fain deny, and dare not. Satan! Bring me my armor!
It is not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Skirt the country round. Hang those who talk of fear. Give me mine armor. Now go to a patient, doctor.
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled by becoming fancies which keep her from her rest.
Cure of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased, and with some sweet and oblivious antidote cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Bearing the patient must minister to himself.
I'll throw physic to the dogs. I'll honor it. Come on, put mine armor on. Give me my staff. Doctor, the things fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. What rhubarb, sign, or burgundy drug will scour the English ends? Here's Salter. Pull the top, I say. Come on, bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death in vain till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down the bow and bear him all in. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery her in report of us.
We know no other but the confident turret keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our settling down before it.
This is main hope. For where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him, but constrained things whose hearts are absent true.
Let our just censures attend this true event, put we on industrious soldiership.
Time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Though speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Yes! Hang out, our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still they come. Our castle's strength will lack the siege discord. Here let them lie till famine and they hope you heed them up. What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have almost forgotten the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fellow pair would at the dismal treatise roused and stirred as light were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Diana's familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot one stop me. Wherefore was that cry?
The Queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such order.
Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow.
Creeps in this petty pace from day to day. The last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays of lighted fools do wait to dusty death. Out. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. Poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, then is heard of no more. 'Tis a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say so.
I looked toward Vernon, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Thy errant slave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 months, you may see it coming. I say, a moving grove.
If thou speak false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang alive, till famine bring me. If thou speak sooth, well, I care not if thou dost for me as much. Full in resolution, begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like the truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. On! On! And out! If this which hereabouts does appear, there is nor flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell, blow wind, come wrath! At least we'll die with the harness on our back. Ah!
Now near enough, your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff, we shall take upon what's else to remain, according to our order.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death. Yeah!
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like, I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear on none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
Thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name is Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear.
No, more fearful.
Thou liest, boy tyrant. With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman.
This way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou be slain with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike a wretched curd, whose arms are higher to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unguided end, I seek again undeeded. There that should be. By this great clatter, what a great note seems bruited. Let me find him fortune and more. Beg not.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound. Turn.
All men else, I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no voice. My words are in my sword.
Thou losest labor. Let thy blade fall on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy child, and let the wretched angel that thou still serve tell thee, Macduff, which from his mother's womb untidily ripped.
Accursed be bleed a tongue that tells me so. For it hath cowed my better part of man, and these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not fight thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the times. We'll have thee as our rare monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse, though Burnham would do come to Dunsinane, and thou both being of no woman born. Yet I will try to the last. Lay on, Macbeth, and damned be him that first cries, "Hold! Enough!
Hail, Queen, for so thou art. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's quell, that speaks my salutations in their mind, whose voice I desire aloud with mine. Hail, Queen of Scotland.
Hail, Queen of Scotland.
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves, and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once and each to one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Hail!